Hello! We are here to present to you our game Rift and Tear that we have made for our first year first sem pre-finals project. I am Patrick Kyle A. Magpantay, and I am mostly responsible for most of the coding or programming aspect of the game. Now we have
My name is Dale Patrick D. Sornosa and I was in charge in the UI menus.
I'm Ezekiel Jehan Velasco, the one in charge in developing the level design of our game.
And I'm Shakil A. Ilaw, and I was in charge of our character sprites as well as refining some of our code and picking out the music.
Now let me explain to you what Rift and Tear is all about. Well, it is a platform shooter where the player takes control of Michael Riftwalker, who goes back in time or through time to stop William Tempest and his plan of taking over the world.
Now, let me tell you how we've actually made our game. Well, first off, we used an application or program named Game Maker in order to make our game. But how did we use it? Well, first things first, we actually made or used some assets. And we have some different types of assets, but for this game that we've mainly used objects, rooms, and sounds, as well as sprites and tilesets. Now, let me first walk you through the objects. Now, the objects are basically where the code goes, or the majority of the code goes anyway. For example, we have the object box. Now, these are all the codes or the specific situations that activates the code, and then these are the code that basically makes them work and interactive with the other assets. Now we have a lot of objects, from enemies, the boss, the buttons, the player, and that's pretty much it for the objects. But for every object, it has an accompanying sprite, where all the objects have a sprite, which again, for the enemies, the players, the bosses, etc. Now, what else do we have besides the objects and sprites? Well, we also have tile sets, which is basically the backbone for the design of the level, the visual design. And then we have the sounds that complement the game. With the music, we have the suffixes, we have the UI suffixes, which just makes the game more lively or bring it to life. Now we also used some sequences, some scripts, but not really that much. But next we have the rooms. Now the rooms are basically the actual levels of the game. And for example, this is our level 1. This is where you put in the assets that you have made in order to make a level for the game. And as you can see here on the top left, these are all of the layers that this specific level contains. Now, that's pretty much it, summed up on how we've made our game. Now, let's move on to the actual trailer for Rift and Tear.
Now, if you're interested in playing our game, you can go and click on the download link in the description.
Thank you for watching.
Ayos!
Ayos.